I'm afraid this is the last of our Doug ventures. But we will find Doug in everyday life. You will see Dougs everywhere. For this is the last Doug. The final chapter in the Chronicles of Dougia. So Skunky has some very bad news for us. He is going to tell us that he's not seen Patty. I'm not Sideshow. I don't have Sideshow Cutter. A Doug does not have psychic powers, sadly, even though he guessed once right. They went to the mall, so we must go to the mall. I know, we are doing different things than we were doing before, but I got frustrated. And we must waste more time. With the help of the speed up button, we can waste a lot of time. This is Goggles. Goggles helps Doug lead himself, since Dougs are very, 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 very bad at being everything but a Doug. She wishes Doug to watch Dirt Bike. A dirt bike that is not Deja Vu, but of not a bike or dirt of all. It's more of a little child that is a small Doug. Now, in a nightmare, he must fight meteors, because the word dirt reminded him of dirt in space. The worst thing you can have is your space dirty, don't you agree? So Doug's chronic fears have caused him to fled from the meteors, which are just big space dirt, to the Dougs. The Dougs have simplistic ways of viewing things such as science and nature. But it doesn't stop them from living an everyday life, as you can see. He didn't even need to turn around to win that minigame. Now they are over the sun. Do you want your Doug char-boiled or half-boiled? How about half-baked? I know people were half-baked when they made this game. Oh look, it's a dirt bike. Let's go take it. I'm gonna ride you all night long. Oh, wait a minute, that sounded wrong. Oh, I'm not a talkie, I swear! The Doug has made a chronic mistake. That was not the dirt bike he was looking for. So let us go waste more time looking for this dirt bike. The Doug is not searching for the correct solution to this puzzle, unfortunately. He must go back to the mall and confess what he did to his sister to his mom, Doug, after being stuck in a phone for over a few hours. We sped up the footage so you wouldn't have to sit there watching the Doug derp around the mall. After explaining what he did, she was very proud of him and gave him a fish. Dougs are particularly fond of fish. I'm sure you did not know that. I didn't get as bad as a rating as I wanted. I guess that means off-screen. Infuriating. Well, I don't know what to say. I guess not enough time was wasted looking for Dougs. Oh no! Look at that! Someone's shutting down the shop. Let's try and get a bad rating on this. So, the boner. He has left Doug speechless and blinking his eyes. For Doug has never seen a boner as glorious as that boner. But he's trying to stop Doug's recreation from being happen by beating up this eggplant wizard. The eggplant wizards bred the Dougs. Some say the eggplant wizards made the Dougs. But now it's time for the Dougs to repay their masters. By going around and collecting the names of people who care. Will you put your name in the comments? And it doesn't have to be a real name. Just put a name, even if it's a fake one and a funny one. Signing your name away to the Help the Dougs Relieve Themselves from Being Dougs Doug Fun Nation. We just need 100 signatures. These phone calls, they have no reason to exist. Doug is very offended by the phone, yet the phone is his only friend. Other than Skeeter, of course, a honker who's supposed to be telling me to go talk to the Goggles, but he isn't for some reason. Doug is very confused at what's happening. Finally getting repeats. What? Who is... Doug is confused. And so is Kuu, for these phone calls are ridiculous. Unbelievable, unabsatiable, unabstainable. I'm not too sure if we wasted enough time, but I have the money to spare. It's taking forever to find out the answers to things that are hard. You can read some of these, but you can read none of these. For Doug is wasting his time, chatting on the phone with his homies, who he puts over his hoes. I'm sure that is a fact that you did not know about the Dougs. Dougs aren't very known to the human society. They're mainly scared away from humans. But Dougs try. They trust the Kuu. And yes, the Dougs have to refer to everything with the in front of it. It's just the way of their culture, which they're proving the justice of. Congratulations indeed. So, we need to go get signatures for the Eggplant Wizard. Which will indeed be easy once we beat the dragon thing again. I'm sure we have to fight it. But there's a particular thing that will be happening soon. Oh, no dragon? Okay. No hallucinogenic nightmare then. I feel good not to be having the nightmares today. Doug's society is very drug-induced. Sadly. They have one of the poorest education rates, as in 2.55%. There's a 3 repeating in that, but no one ever counts the 3. It's silent. So where can I get these signatures at? It makes me confused. What we must do is find people who care enough for the Dougs. But who cares for the Doug, really, other than Patty? Even his best friend, the Honker, doesn't even care. We finally have the signatures we need. After several hours of play, the Doug finally stopped dugging around so much that he couldn't get Doug done, that he got 100 signatures. It was more like 4 signatures that became Andre, but I'm sure your signatures in the comments counted somehow to the past. Doug is happy with you. He is your best friend. But did you know that the Doug also has the will of the warrior? Doug is now heading off to war for his Eggplant Wizard Master. To show the Bone what he can do, this boner cannot stop Doug, and Doug is all-powerful. We know that he had a rough time before, but now Doug will show you his true potential. In a rare clipping glimpse, we got a catch of a Doug fighting the boner. Watch as he agitatedly begins war. War was beginning in 1999X. Look out, boner. Here comes the Doug. The Dougs. Let's get down to business to defeat the Bone. Did they send me daughters when I asked for Dougs? You're the saddest bunch I ever met, but you can bet before we're through, Mr. I'll make a Doug out of you. Tranquil as a forest, but on fire within. Once you find your center, you are sure to win. You're a spineless, pale, pathetic lot, and you haven't got a clue. Somehow I'll make a Doug out of you. I'm never gonna catch my breath, say goodbye to those who knew me. Boy, was I fool in school for cutting gym. This guy's got him scared to death. Hope he doesn't see right through me. Now I really wish that I knew how to swim. Be a dog, we must be swift as a coursing river. With all the force of a great typhoon, be a dog with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Time is racing toward us till the bone arrive. Heed my every order, and you might survive. You're unsuited for the rage of war, so pack up, go home, you're through. How could I make a Doug out of you? Be a Doug, we must be swift as the coursing river. Be a Doug with all the force of a great typhoon. Be a Doug with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Be a Doug, we must be swift as the coursing river. Be a Doug with all the force of a great typhoon. Be a Doug with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. And there you have it, folks. A Doug defeating his mortal enemy. This is the best way for Dougs to handle things. Handle them in a way a Doug can handle them. He has defeated the boner, and the boner has submitted. But he was too slow. He had let Patty get too far away. He didn't talk enough on the phone to her. Things were bad news for the Doug. And sadly, he now had to go find her and tell her that he wasted his Doug time dugging around. If you count how many times we use the word Doug in this whole documentary, you might win a special prize. I'm not too sure. Doug can tell you that Doug is not very pleased with what's going on. He asked Fentruck where she was, and she was in the mall the whole time where he was earlier. It took so long for you, Doug, to get to her. She is not pleased. Human women are like this, Doug. You must be on time. You must be punctual. But you all dugged it all up. And now, this is what you get for your retribution. Divine. That is what you get. Life sucks for a Doug, and now you know. The more you know, help support the Doug Funds. Put your name in the comments. Save the day. Victory! Doug. Support Doug the Musical in the future. I'm so sad. Subscribe, rate, and comment.